This conference will now be recorded.
Well, thank you all for joining me for one more of our virtual business networking events. We have a great crowd here with some regular attendees and some new faces. And even more importantly, we have today a guest speaker who's Monica Miller from Indiana. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a round of introductions like we always do. So everybody, I'll unmute people one at a time. So you can take a minute or two to introduce yourself, maybe where you are geographically, what you do, what a good referral for you would be, or what a good client for you would be. After we go through our round of introductions, and Monica, I'll leave you for last because then you can do your introduction and you can use the balance of the time to do your presentation. And also, if you could, I try to get people out of here anywhere between 45 minutes to 55 minutes after the hour. I like to give people just 5 or 10 minutes to kind of get composed for their next video chat, because now I know we're all having video chats back to back to back, and I like to give people at least a chance to get a glass of water. But also, if you could leave maybe 5 or 10 minutes at the end for people to ask questions, because I think that's the most fun part of these presentations, especially when we have a relatively small group like this. I'm sure people will have some questions for you at the end. So having said all that and getting all those logistics out of the way, Alejandra, if you could please unmute yourself and take a minute or two to introduce yourself to everybody and the guest speakers and everybody.
Absolutely. Well, hi, everybody. Nice to see some familiar faces, and now nice to meet some new faces as well. And thank you, Sal, for putting this call together. Yona is here, so I'm not going to remind you to introduce yourself at the end. Yona will do. We'll make sure that happens. So, Jack, thanks for reaching out to me the other day. It meant a lot. Thinking about me. Appreciate you. But guys, my name is Alejandra Kalman. I am actually a regional vice president at ACN, so I own a business within a business. And what we actually do is we market services. So we partner with major corporations to do identity theft protection, internet, TV, electricity, gas, payment processing, etc. So some of the corporations that we actually partner with, you probably know them by name. And what I do is I do what they want most, bring them customers. So I actually help both residential and commercial save money on bills that they already pay and be a little smarter. I'm direct seller, and that's how I actually get better pricing. But most importantly, I also partner up with individuals, everyday people, to generate residual income on this, and I build distribution. I've done it for a very long time. I work internationally. I love building teams around the world. And a great referral for me, outside of the obvious person that maybe they want to make money or save money. I work very hand in hand in the real estate world with brokers, agents, mortgage, property managers to help onboard their clients into their new homes, whether they're owning or renting, with a simple concierge service and generate residual on the one transaction that they only make money once normally. So with that, again, my name is Alejandra, and the company I work with is ACN.
All right, perfect. Thank you very much. And I'm just going down my list here. And next on my list is Barbara Klein.
Hi, I'm Barbara Klein, the love coach. I'm the owner of The Best You Dating and Life Coaching, and I am a dating and life coach. And I help singles who are feeling frustrated and lonely by teaching them how to discover their own self-worth through my Love Story program so they can fall in love without compromising their boundaries. I also run 2 meetup groups. One is called Self-Improvement Singles, and the other is called Surviving and Thriving Divorce. I do have meetings for each of those groups coming up this week, and I also try to run them every 2 weeks. And the second one for April, which I believe is on the 22nd, we are having a guest speaker who is a divorce coach, and this is for the divorce group. And I'm really excited because I've been wanting a divorce coach to come on and speak about what I talk about in general, but more specifically, and how she can help people that are suffering through the experience of separation and divorce. So again, I am Barbara Klein, the love coach, and I put in the chat my information, including my social media links and my meetup groups, so you can follow me and join me. Thank you so much, Sal.
Thank you, Barb. And actually, that is the very nice thing about having people that are regulars at these meetings is they know the process better than I do, because I forgot to say, please put your contact information into the chat, whether it's emails, website links, whatever you want to put on there, because later tonight I will send out a copy of the video and a copy of the chat to everybody, so that if anybody wants to talk to you, have a one-on-one or a more detailed meeting, whatever, they know how to get a hold of you. Okay, and with that, we move right on. And Dave Baldwin, if you could please unmute yourself from your side and take a minute or two to introduce yourself to the group.
Absolutely. Thank you, Sal, and thank you for the invitation to this group. My name's Dave Baldwin. My company is Baldwin Systems, and I am a business strategist. I work with a particular type of company that I call the small and mighty business. They're small but mighty, as they like to refer to themselves. Typically 3 to 5 years in business, usually a team of 2 to 10 people with revenues anywhere from $250,000 to $1 million. Most often service-based, but the situation tends to be you've got the business owner is the best salesperson in the company, but they can't do any selling because they can't get out there to sell because they're wearing all the hats and putting out fires all day. A lot of times they don't have a good view of their finances, not really sure what the business can afford as far as hiring or any kind of expenditures, and they're kind of worried about making sure that they can manage cash flow. So there are a couple of things that I work with. I first of all help them get clear on their numbers. I will streamline their sales and marketing process so that their smaller ticket sales can be delegated to somebody else and help the business owner refocus on other things. Create proprietary IP and processes that can make their business sellable 5 to 10 years down the road. And most importantly, to help create a culture of shared ownership where the whole team feels really bought in and is committed and motivated to help grow that business into something that everybody can be proud of. Again, so my name is Dave Baldwin, Baldwin Systems. I'll put my info in the chat box in a second. And just one way you can learn more about me is I've got a Toastmasters group for anyone that might have any interest in that. It meets 7:45 Eastern Time Monday mornings, and feel free to reach out to me if you want to know more. But that's my intro. Thank you, Sal.
Absolutely. Perfect. Thank you very much. And the next person on my list, and I'm going to keep my fingers crossed because so far the system's behaving very well, is Jack Maitland.
Yeah, I'm excited. I get to see myself here for the first time in quite a while. Sal, thanks again for organizing this. This is great. Again, Jack Maitland, originally from Pittsburgh. I live in Fort Lauderdale now. We're experiencing another day in paradise. Cooler weather. We're about to get the summer heat here in another few weeks, I'm sure, till October, November. But anyway, I'm a retired ad agency owner. I ran my own ad agency for the better part of close to 30 years, actually. And I'm retired from that. I currently fancy myself as a creative marketing specialist, and I get involved with different marketing projects. I'm involved with a big one now that's going to ultimately be a franchise. But what I'm spending most of my time with, or have over the last 18 years, I work with Melaleuca.com, which is an online wellness shopping club. They've been around now for 35 years. They've evolved into the largest private online wellness shopping club now in North America. They're a science-based manufacturing company, over 400 products, everything except paper goods and refrigerator items. Most of us are just customers. It's like a Sam's Club, Costco. It's a $19 a year membership, and we basically just shop for our needs. Shop for our needs, and a percentage of us revenue share with the company by helping them promote their brand and tell their story. We're not. It's not an MLM culture. We're not distributors. We don't sell products. We're basically educating people about this shopping club. I'm looking for people basically that are into health and wellness, proactive towards health and wellness. The EPA has reported recently that indoor air pollution has become one of the most important environmental health concerns in our country. And we have a better, safer product line. So I'm looking for people that are into health and wellness, and also for people that might want to diversify, supplement their income a little bit. It is a nice way to develop a plan B if you want to do what I do, and again, help the company promote what they do. So thank you for that, and I appreciate the time, and back to you, Sal.
All right, perfect. Thank you very much. And the next person on my list is Monica, but since she's our guest speaker, we're going to skip her for a second so she can have the balance of the time. There she is. I was getting worried. All right, very good. Next on my list is Rhoda Israelov.
Hello, everyone from Indianapolis also. Interesting that we have a speaker today from Indiana. And I am the owner of Say It For You. And we are a team of ghostwriters and content creators. So we just finished a number of very interesting projects. One of them was very different. A prominent artist is entering a contest to be part of a book and wanted a writer, an artist statement. So we wrote an artist statement for her. So part of the interesting facets of my work is matching the right writer with the right assignment so that they get the vibe and they understand it. Say It For You takes one client per type per market. So we do not take competitors. So we learn new things every day because each one of our clients is in a different field. And I might be writing about the fact that COVID has made many women postpone mammograms. And so, and the fallout from serious phenomenon such as that, or it might be a very happy thing about unique ways to cook spaghetti. So it could be just anything. So we love to create content. And right now I am on the search, on the hunt for a patent attorney / business attorney, an adoption attorney. And I like to write for attorneys because of my own financial planning and estate planning background. And also for a medical spa where they do facelifts. And Barbara, you may have some connection to this. So spas that give treatments that make us look young and beautiful again. So Rhoda Israelov, and we say it for you.
Okay, fantastic. Let's see. Next on my list is Stephanie Peterson.
Hey everybody from Albuquerque, New Mexico. Nice sunny out here today. It's beautiful. I'm Stephanie, so I'm with Exhibit. And typically when we speak with business owners and marketing coordinators, they're worried about hitting deadlines for the planning and setup at their expos or events. They stress about their lack of time for the planning, or just sick and tired of complicated virtual technology meetings. Do any of these resonate with you? So what we do is, here at Exhibit, we believe that finding a better way to market your business equates to not setting for that status quo. We excel at finding better ways to connect with your target audience by creating those visual solutions for your specific needs. So how we do this is to help you get unstuck and help you think differently. And what we do is determine the right way to reach your audience through design marketing collateral, digital marketing, or event marketing. And your success is our mission. And so bottom line, we help you with your exhibits, your design and marketing collateral. We do trade show exhibits all the way up to big trade show booths and show services. Well, with events still being small, far and few between, we do have some live events starting to pop up. They're going to be virtual. They're going to be hybrid. So some of those live events are going to have hybrid aspects to them as well. And so there are still a lot of people out there nervous and having meetings, and we want to be able to help you with that. So as those come back, I hope you keep us in mind. Our ideal client right now is that person that is frustrated with holding those virtual meetings. We can facilitate those meetings on the backside, as well as letting you know that we have 2 fun virtual events that we host every month. Our Serendipity Networking is every 3rd Wednesday of the month, and our B2B Mastermind sessions are every second Wednesday of the month. And Rhoda is going to actually be speaking at one here soon. So keep that in mind, and I look forward to meeting all of you. So thank you.
Fantastic, excellent, and I'm sure you put all the links on the video chat, or the chat. So I'll be sharing that with everybody later today. And Yona, if you could please unmute yourself from your side and introduce yourself to the group. I think you're muted from your side.
So I think Yona was having some technical difficulties. I don't know if he can speak. Can you speak, Yona?
I'm not even sure he can hear us. Yona, can you hear us? Okay, well, we'll come back to him if he can get himself going over there on his side. Okay, very good. Well, then what we will do is we will turn it over to Monica Miller, who's our guest speaker for today. She was very nice to suggest a presentation for us. And except for maybe going back to give Yona a chance to introduce himself, you can take the balance of the time up to 45 or 55 minutes after the hour. If possible, please leave a couple minutes at the end for questions and answers from the group. And you should be able to hit your little screen logo there and do a screen share if you want to have a presentation pop up while you do your presentation.
Yeah, so I'm gonna start sharing my screen, and if it doesn't flow, like if it has trouble like going from one slide to the next, just let me know and I'll just take it down. But we're gonna wish the best. All right, so we're gonna start at the end and then I'll just restart it.
Okay, perfect. Well, we can see your screen.
Okay, and is it, let me see, can you see the slide now?
Yep, it's perfect.
Okay, well, we'll try it. Hey everyone, I'm so excited to just be here today. And so with the limits of the time, I'm just going to jump right in. But today I'm going to be showing you 3 ways to share your message and grow your business when you don't know what to say. So maybe you are unsure what to post, because we know that content is king. So if you are experiencing like, what do I post? You're constantly thinking, am I doing it right? Am I saying the right words? Like, sometimes maybe you feel like when you post, you get crickets. You want to make a difference. You have this unique potential right now to be making a difference, but the noise is so great, you don't know how to rise above it. Maybe you're clueless on how to gain new customers from your content. You see all the other people doing it and you're wondering, how am I doing this? What am I doing wrong? What's wrong with me? I don't know if you have experienced that, but I know I have and my clients have as well. And sometimes you just know, like, in order to grow your business, you need to be sharing your message, but you don't know what to say. So it stops you from sharing anything. It's like you're just stopped and stuck and you don't like this feeling. So after today, I'm going to give you a system and structure on how to grow your business when you don't know what to say that actually gains more leads and income. You're going to know how to gain clients from your content with simple posts and techniques to make you stand out and resonate with the right people. You're also going to know how to create content that is going to work for you and your business. You're going to learn how to turn readers into paying clients and start a strategy that provides clients and income month after month. So that way, like, even if you don't have the quote unquote right words, you can still do these little things to show up, stand out, and attract your ideal client. So I am Monica Miller, and I am actually the founder of the Six Figure Mama community. That's a Facebook community and mastermind. So I help entrepreneurial moms go from 5 figures a year to building a 6 figure business by creating meaningful marketing messages that grows their audience, clientele, and income with ease and confidence. So my clients, they step out of overwhelm and they step into speaking their truth, writing with confidence, writing from a state of being empowered to captivate their audience. They know what to do in order to grow their business month after month with simple strategies that works. And they get to have more income and quickly build their business effortlessly with ease, flow, and freedom without sacrificing their family or their business. So here is my family. We are in Indiana, and I am an international speaker, author, writer, and coach. So, of course, I live in Indiana with my husband and son. You may hear him. He's taking a nap right now, but you might hear him. So he's 3, and this is my husband, Nathan, of 10 years. I'm so excited and honored to be speaking with you today. So let's just get into the meat of the content. And after today's training, I'm going to give you an additional support to help you take what you learned today and implement it into your business so you can take your business from wherever you're at income-wise, to 6 figures and beyond in less time. So the first way to grow your business when you have no clue what to say is through speaking. So how many of you have speaking presentations ready to go? Many of us are speakers. Many of us already know, if somebody asked us, can you come speak on our platform? We already have that ready to go. So one way to build your business and get more clients is by speaking. And thanks, so thanks to COVID, let's just be honest, thanks to COVID, a lot of meetups is happening online. So you have an abundance of speaking online right now. So wherever you are at in your speaking journey, whether you have a presentation ready to go, or maybe you're like, I don't know, I don't really have anything together, I'm going to show you the 5 types of speaking engagements that you can gain visibility, clients, and impact right away so you don't have to second guess anything anymore. So, of course, we have virtual events. Like I just said, many virtual or many meetups are happening online. So really, you can show up from your home and speak to anybody in the world. And that's how I was able to. I just reached out to Sal, and that's how I got invited to become a guest. So just start asking. And you can even host your own workshops. A virtual speaking engagement doesn't mean that it has to be on someone else's platform. It could be on yours as well. Many of us already have workshops, masterclasses, and all of that already in our content toolbox, so to speak. So why don't we bring that back out and begin showing that to the world again? Of course, as states begin to open back up, we can become more in person now. I personally love in-person speaking engagements. However, I am loving staying at home, not traveling, and speaking from the comfort of my office. You can trade and collaborate with other people. So this is something I've been doing, and it's been a lot of fun. So ask people who are complementary to you and what you do, and ask them to do a speak and trade or swap. So you can get into Facebook groups and speak in there as well. So let me go back to the trade and swap. So what I've been doing is I've been asking peers, like, hey, do you want to do a trade, like a training swap? And because of that, I was able to be asked on podcasts, get into Facebook groups, and even, have people come onto my private Facebook page and host a training there. I would highly recommend that you consider doing this because it's a lot of fun. You can even get into Facebook groups and speak in there. So a couple of weeks ago, I had the opportunity to be in front of 400 plus people by speaking in 2 Facebook groups. Although, not all is going to participate while we're doing it live, I get to interact with the ones who do and get in front of a whole new audience. I would not have been able to do that if I didn't set myself up like that. So I did this by reaching out to the Facebook
Hi,
admin.
everybody. Hi, everyone. Hi,
Hi.
everyone. I just joined the meeting. Can you see me?
Hi, Rebecca. Yes, we're in the middle of the presentation from the guest speaker, but when she's done, we'll go back and give you a minute or two to introduce yourself.
Okay. Okay, I'm here. So, I'm here. Where do I put my contact information?
Just hit the little button that says chat and type in there.
Where's the chat?
Just look where it says chat.
I see camera. I don't see chat.
Okay, well, I'll send you a message so maybe it's easier for you to see. But let's continue with the guest speaker for a second, and we'll come back to you when she's done.
Please mute her. Thank you.
All right, I'm sorry, Monica, if you could continue.
You're fine. You're fine. I totally get it. I'm glad you're here. All right. So the other type of way to speak is podcasts. You can be a guest on a podcast. Although podcast is not going to get you clients by like tomorrow, because more than likely your podcast is going to be scheduled out a month or more in advance, it's still a great way to put your voice and message out there. Consider it as great practice. And plus, you get to meet a whole bunch of awesome people, and you don't know what collaboration opportunities can come from that podcast. And the last one is live video. There's nothing like getting on live video and connecting with your audience on there. I would highly recommend that everybody be using some form of live video only because, sorry, my son is at the door now. Okay, so using live video is going to be one way for you to get in front of your audience in the comfort of your home, and you get to just really show them the expert that you are. The second way to begin building your business when you have no idea what to say is by reach outs. Reach out to old and to new and old people alike. I reach out to people of a private message on Facebook and start a meaningful conversation with them. So if you're kind of like, well, I don't really like the idea of reaching out through Messenger, maybe you feel like that's icky or maybe that's not your style, I got your back, so don't worry. So you can reach out to people you talked to last year. Who is it that you talked to in 2020? Have you reached back out to them? Have you sent them a message saying, hey, how are you? It's been a while. Start doing that. More than likely, the people you talked to last year are still in their same mess that you might have talked to them in. Like a lot of us we talk to people to help, to convert them into clients. And more than likely, these people are still there. They're still where we talked to them. You know how many clients that I talked to last year and they are still haven't started their business. They're still waffling. They still, are in that space of I don't know what to do. And so I can still reach out to them and see if there'll be a good fit coming and working with me privately. And also, you don't know what new has changed with them. And it's always fun connecting with old or with people who you reached out to and you talked with last year. You can reach out to people you met over the course of events, whether this is a live event or, maybe in person, perhaps it's a virtual event. We connect with people from events. And this would be a great time to reconnect with speaking coordinators too, because a lot of speaking coordinators are planning on who they should select for their group about this time. So go ahead and start reaching out to them. Reach out to old connections. Who have you not talked to in a while? Who is the old connection that maybe it's been a couple years and maybe it's time to reconnect with them? I had one client reach out to an old connection and she landed a $5,000 training, speaking engagement. So because she did that, she was, she not only got in front of her ideal clients, but she also was paid to speak. Reach out to the people who were a no or not now to your services. Anybody who you have talked to, had a sales conversation with, and maybe they were a not now or they were in that waffling stage, then ask them if they're ready now. And then the last one is, of course, reach out to speaking coordinators to see if they're looking for 2021 or 2022 speakers. This is a great time to get your speaking ramped up and to start planning both virtual and in-person meetings. The third and last way is recycling your message when you're not sure what to say, but you want to use your message and content to grow your business while remaining consistent. There are a few things you can do to get back in tune with your vision and your passion. And this is perfect. It's a great way to show up consistently, even when you don't know what to say right now. So repurpose your old content. Repurposing old content is the easiest way to remain top of mind, consistent, and growing your business with your message. If you already have written content, then consider repurposing an old post by updating it. I find that it's super easy to update an old post and tweak it than writing a brand new post. I think that goes for a lot of us. Once we have a skeleton of a post, we usually can go in there and tweak it and work it. But it's also okay to just share it on your timeline again if you're using Facebook. Update a post that you wrote 6 months ago that is still relevant today. Adjust a few words or add in new thoughts to it. It's easier to do this than to rewrite new content. You can reshare a podcast. If you have been on a podcast at any given time, it doesn't have to be this year, it could be last year or 2 years ago, that you nailed it, then we share that. Let people know, hey, remember when I was on this podcast? And it's a win-win for you and the podcast host. So think of it that way. If you have spoken somewhere and it was recorded, share that onto your timeline again. One cool way, what you could do is listen or get your virtual assistant to listen to your speaking and ask them, or you can listen out for little truth bombs, mic drops, and highlights so you can repurpose your speaking video into new content. Live video. If you did a live video a few weeks ago, a month ago, maybe 6 months ago, remind your people about it. We share that content. Most of us, our content was still spot on from last year to this year. So we share some of the things that you have done. And many of us have created content but have forgotten to reshare it back onto our feed. Consider bringing back some old content to share it with new followers. I know for me, I'm always adding new friends, and these new friends are not going to see my live video that I did 6 months ago. So it's great to bring back and refresh content that my old followers can see and engage with again, as well as new followers can see and really experience me in a whole new way. So another idea with recycling your message is by doing a brain dump. This is how you're going to start getting some content ideas. Before we get into this, I wanted to offer one. Okay, so we don't have time to do that, unfortunately. One way to come up with ideas on what to say when you don't know what to say is by brain dumping all of your expertise out onto a sheet of paper. Now, I love organizing my message or my message. So I would suggest creating a mind map of sorts. So for me, making it more organized is for me, that's what I call a mind map. And so real quick, what I have done is I always put my big expertise in the center of this paper. So you can see content is at the center. I then thought about 4 different ways that I can show my clients how to use content. And at this time, I was using blog, topics, podcasts, and videos. From there, I went into each of the smaller circles, like topics, and that's going to be on your left-hand side, or my left-hand side anyways, like topics. And I began to think about how can I help my clients bring out more topics from their expertise and questions that people ask them. So one of the things was questions, okay. Another one is topics. And then you can see my genius. And I just began like just dissecting, if you will, each idea. So content led to 4 ideas. Each of those ideas led to more ideas. And I went on and on until I ran out of paper. Each circle can be a topic or a post or a video that you can talk about. So if you had all of this at your fingertips, how much content would you have to share? You probably have quite a bit to share. So I just want to recap what we learned. I know that we went through a lot today. So you can grow and monetize your business by speaking, reaching out, and recycling your message. So what will you be doing next to grow and monetize your business? Now that you have gotten a lot of ideas spinning around, how do you realistically implement what you learned today to reach your business goals and hit your next income level as quickly as possible? So there is more to these steps to growing your business with a strategy, because there's a strategy to all of this. And I show my clients these marketing secrets, as well as helping them take each of these different ways I just showed you, and I help them set themselves up as an expert and as credible, because I know that people are looking for experts who are credible, vulnerable, who are not scared to share real life with them. And so I wanted to offer you an additional support that will help you get to your next level by breaking your own glass ceiling. So I wanted to offer you a free customizable 6-figure messaging breakthrough session, where inside of this session, we are going to see where you feel like maybe you're not resonating with your audience. Maybe your message is not getting what you want across. And then we'll begin to piece together a strategy you can put in right away. I'm an action taker, so I love giving you ideas. So that way you can begin signing up new clients with ease. And so you're going to discover which direction and step to take to break through your own glass ceiling. Begin bringing in the abundance you've been wanting for so long. Having a customizable and actionable plan. You're going to have some ideas on how to enroll more clients with ease, because you're going to know the right words to say to attract the clients you desire. So you can schedule this at speakwithmonica.com. And like I said, it's your free customizable 6-figure messaging breakthrough session. I will put that in the chat in just a minute, but that is speakwithmonica.com. And I want you to, if you are interested in getting your first high ticket client, then write high ticket in the chat, because I'm offering a free 5-day $10,000 client challenge at the end of this month. And when you give me your email address, I will be sure to invite you to join the challenge when I have it all together and have a landing page where you can sign up for it. So I know I went through it really quick. I wanted to honor your time, but thank you so much for it. And I am looking forward to taking you to your next income goal this year by creating a marketing message that resonates and creates income and impact. So thank you so much. Now let me see if
Perfect,
I
Monica.
can have it
Thank
all.
you very much. And what I'd like to do real quick is open up the floor for questions and answers. I've got some questions. I'm sure maybe there's a couple of people that have other questions first. But before we do that, Yona, I know you've been having some technical difficulties. I've seen you come back and forth. Can you try unmuting yourself from your side and introducing yourself for a minute or two before we ask questions of Monica?
Can everyone hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
It it seems like there are 3 renovation projects happening on my block where I live right now, and the power is it's as if there's a hurricane running through my block right now. So forgive me. I'll put my information in the box. I'd rather, because of the in and out, I'd rather just listen in. There'll be my contact information. I look forward to chatting with anyone. Dave, I heard your introduction. You should do voiceover work. You have a great voice. Sal, don't forget to introduce yourself if you haven't already. Alejandra, it's nice to see new faces. Stephanie, nice to see new faces. And Miller is the name of my favorite singer in the world. Not you, because I don't think maybe you are a singer, but it's really nice to meet everyone. And thank you again for having me.
Okay, well, and that's right. And thank you for reminding me because I did forget to introduce myself, and we do have a couple of new faces.
I told you, Alejandra. He always forgets.
Yeah, I know. I get so excited and get so wrapped up in these meetings. Anyway, my name is Sal Acosta. I am a business broker, and I help people buy and sell businesses. Since they come in all shapes and sizes, I usually deal with what's called Main Street businesses or lower middle market. So that's anything, it's any type of business that has 0 to 10 or $20 million in revenue, 10 to 250 employees. And I know still we're not out of the coronavirus yet, and it has affected businesses a lot, but hopefully break even to $1 or $2 million in net positive cash flow for the year. And then obviously a good customer, a good referral, a good client is anybody that would like to buy or sell a business within those parameters that I just explained. And one very happy situation, people that I like to help a lot is someone that wants to sell their business to retire. And with that, and we have a couple minutes left, I'm going to unmute everybody from my side. And let me just do that real quick. And does anybody have questions for Monica based on her presentation? Barbara, go ahead.
Okay, so Monica, you're totally speaking my language. I just liked your Facebook page. Everything I do is exactly what you're talking about.
Preferably 4-6.
So I could, in regards to, do I have something ready, like immediately? Technically, I do, because a lot of times I just do stuff off the cuff. And with my business coach, we have gone through a lot of the things that you have spoken about, and the brain dump and all that. Sometimes I feel like I need somebody else's perspective, so I think I'm just gonna jump on a call with you. But yeah, this is right in my lane. So thank you.
I love giving people ideas. That's my favorite thing. You have no idea. I love it.
I agree, Monica. I really appreciate your presentation. I love your energy. I love your photos in your presentation. You have a very good way of presenting. And Dave, I know you talked about Toastmasters. I was a member of a Toastmasters for 3 years here in Albuquerque. Helped me immensely. Figured out that a lot of times, yes, I can have a presentation put together, but if I have the notes in front of me, I get nervous and I fall apart. So sometimes it's better for me just to study it and do the presentation, more ad-libbing type. But there's definitely opportunities to speak, and our mastermind session, as Rhoda knows, is one of those where we pick 2 speakers every month to speak. And so for those of you who want to take Monica up on her challenge to be able to open up and speak at different places, I would be interested in what your topics are. But at the same time, I need to do a little of that myself. My CEO is great at different speaking engagements, but we do a booth camp and we both do it together. And there are aspects of that presentation. So like I work with the bird personalities. So if you don't know what that is, maybe I should finish my presentation from Toastmasters and have something ready on the bird personalities and how to attract people to your booth space and how to know different personalities. So, thank you.
Okay, perfect. Any other questions or comments from anybody else?
Yeah, Monica, I thought that was really good delivery and content. And having done copywriting in the past before, I can appreciate the value of a lot of what you're offering for clients. It's definitely a much needed service. And I think what I would love to hear more about is the strategy part of it. Just talking about, I guess the questions that kind of go through my mind whenever I think about a marketing campaign is, how do I know who I should be focusing on targeting? What are the pain points I should be addressing in my content? And most importantly, who has the money to hire or buy what I'm selling? And I would love to hear if those are issues that you help people sort out. I think a presentation on that would be of great interest to me to hear more about that.
Yeah. So what I'm hearing is like, how do I know the pain points of the people who have the money to hire me?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. So I just heard this recently and I love it so much. I'm totally taking it on. There's a difference between your ideal client and your elevated client. So your ideal client is probably the people who probably don't have the money or the investment to invest in you. Now, the elevated client is going to be the client that's the client you should be going after because they have the money. And if they don't, they know how to go out and make the money and they're willing to invest in themselves. So I was talking to just entrepreneurial moms, and then I was like, you know what? I want to shift it. So I began shifting my marketing message to those who are making that 5 figures a year because they want to get to that 6-figure mark. And these are the people who are they have clients, they know how to get clients, and they just need that strategy to get to them to the next level. For you, I would say begin understanding who it is that has the money to invest in you. And then, if it's appropriate, conduct some market research on those people. Like what keeps them up at night? What are they struggling with? So in your copy, you can reflect that of the elevated client, not of the ideal client. Does that make sense?
Yep. Great. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hey, Monica, let me ask you a question, and for anybody else, maybe Barb or whoever, but we'll certainly start with you, Monica. Can you recommend? I know there's like these speaker bureaus and these speaker coordinators, and sometimes they charge money, sometimes they don't. So if you wanted to get your name and your profile with like a speaker bureau, and ideally one that's free, if which ones would you recommend?
So I don't use speaking bureaus actually. I just go on Meetup and I ask around. I'm friends with a lot of speakers, so I ask them, do you know any um, communities that are looking for speaking engagements or speakers, not speaking engagements, but speakers. So that's been part of my strategy. However, there is another woman that helps you. She sends you speaking engagements through your email, and it's called ifindyoukclose.com.
I
She's
find what?
located I find, I'll type that in. I find you close. I think
Hmm?
that is, I Find You Close. And she sends you, for like $19 a month, she sends you 5 speaking engagements every week that you could apply to. So I know her personally. She's in Denver, Colorado. She's awesome.
What's
Her
her,
name is Felicia. So
what
be
is her
sure to check
name?
her out. Her name is Felicia Jones.
Okay.
Yeah, of course, I really like her because we were in the same
Oh,
mastermind
I
at one
see.
point. And it might be YOU closed.
Okay. Let's do something, Monica. After we get on, if you could just email me the link, I'll make sure to put it when I send out the chat to everybody. And by the way, one that I'm going to suggest real quick, and a friend of mine told me there's one called I think it's something. I'll dig this out and put it, but it's something like podbooker.com. And basically, you can create a profile and offer yourselves to be interviewed in podcasts. And then, of course, the people that have podcasts also create a profile of their podcast, and you can kind of send your profile to them and so on and so forth. So, if anybody wants to explore being interviewed or talking in podcasts, whatever, podbooker.com might be an interesting one.
There's a free Facebook group, and I'll send that to Sal as well. It has gotten me booked on Facebook groups, virtual summits, and podcasts. And people are constantly looking for speakers for their podcasts, Facebook groups, or TV shows, or I mean all kinds of things. And it's a variety. I'll send that to Sal, so he'll send that to all of you.
Okay. Well, let's do something. It's 55 minutes after the hour. We'll have.
It's Rebecca. Can I talk for a moment about my business?
Sure, go ahead.
Hi, it's Rebecca. So I still work for Griffin Hammis. I have a wonderful job. I'm a researcher and a policy analyst. I do both research on disability issues, and I also do research on on social media to help disabled people to find disabled job seekers or employment seekers. I'm from Brown University. I'm fluent in Spanish. I put my LinkedIn information in the chat. I also put my phone number and my email address. So anybody, and I'm a graduate of Brown University, and I'm wanting to talk to anybody that wants to talk to me further. As I said, I'm very happy with my current job and just want to find additional opportunities in this field where I feel happy and confident in my work.
All right, perfect. Fantastic, Rebecca. Thank you. Does anybody have one last question for Monica before we quit for today? And don't forget, we'll have another meeting in 2 weeks, but at exactly the same time, 2 p.m. Eastern, exactly 2 weeks. But does anybody have one last question for Monica? Going once, going twice. All right. Well, Monica, thank you very much for being our guest speaker. We'll share again everything everybody's put in the chat and anything you want to send me after we hang up.
How do I save the chat, or you'll send it to us?
I will send it to you. Don't worry. And
Okay.
and then that's it. Thank you all for joining me here today. And I'll also send a recording to the video. And it's been a pleasure being here with all of you.
Thank you,
Okay.
Sal.
Bye. Thank you.
Okay, so you'll send this out to everybody?
Yes, I will.
Thank you, Sal.
All right. Bye-bye, Barb.
Bye.
Bye,
Bye.
everybody.